Listen,
It doesn't make sense to me that a middle-aged woman could be dumb.
when you're worried about losing your job and you're worried about podcasts taking over and who's the source of news, and we said Donald Trump is Hitler, but half the country disagreed with us. And
I always have friends where I work, and if I don't have friends at the job, I will not keep the job. So when I was fired the last time from this show, people say to me, were you okay with that? And my answer is, I was happy.
Performing America the Beautiful, please welcome the Armed Forces Chorus and Carrie Underwood.
Joe Rogan has never been one to hold back, and this time he's setting his sights on The View after the controversy surrounding Carrie Underwood's shocking $800 million lawsuit. Known for his unfiltered takes, Rogan took issue with the daytime talk show's coverage of the lawsuit, calling out the hosts for their biased narratives and sensationalism. As the drama unfolds, fans are rallying behind Rogan, praising him for exposing what he sees as the hypocrisy of mainstream media.
Right now, I wouldn't do it, even though I can't sing.
You would not sing?
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
A lot of my family voted for Trump. They love the country and vote for him. I think that people make these decisions for a lot of reasons.
Okay, fine. And I would not be the person to say don't do it, because I believe in free speech and everything about it. I personally would not do it.
Joy Behar would not normalize the two-term president elected for only the second time in American history to a non-consecutive second term, who won the popular vote as a Republican for the first time in 20 years. A man who, before he ran for office, was the super famous, popular, billionaire mogul, beloved host of a top-rated network television show for, 15 years? I think he's normal. Sorry to break it to you, Joy. I'm pretty sure he's normal. So you can say, well, I don't want to normalize him. Okay, he doesn't need you to normalize him.
Underwood's announcement that she would sing America the Beautiful at Trump's inauguration ignited a firestorm of opinions across social media and the entertainment industry. Many Trump critics viewed her participation as an endorsement of his policies, while others saw it as an apolitical act of patriotism.
Ladies and gentlemen, performing America the Beautiful, please welcome the Armed Forces Chorus and Carrie Underwood.
From sea to shining sea.
On a recent episode of The View, the hosts did not hold back. Amid a backdrop of political tension and celebrity theatrics, they launched into an impassioned outburst regarding the supposed lawsuit. In her characteristically unfiltered style, Behar questioned the rationale behind the alleged legal action, suggesting that it was both an overreaction and an attempt to silence dissenting voices on a platform that prides itself on lively debate.
View co-host slammed Carrie Underwood for performing at Donald Trump's inauguration. This is a suggestion via a channel member. Let's go and check it out, guys. We'll jump into it.
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion?
Yeah, that's your opinion, isn't it? Your opinion really isn't that valid, based off of the numerous amount of interviews we've encountered with you, to be honest here. I think Carrie Underwood is an absolute American here, guys. Absolutely. And if you do love your country, you love your country to the end of it. You can make complaints, obviously, but you never stop loving your country, Joy.
Joy Behar expressed strong reservations about Carrie Underwood's decision to perform at President Donald Trump's inauguration. Behar questioned how Underwood could claim to love her country while supporting and normalizing someone she referred to as a convicted felon intent on undermining the nation. She emphasized that, in her view, true patriotism involves upholding values that she believed were compromised by endorsing such a figure. Behar's remarks sparked a heated debate among her co-hosts and the public, highlighting the deep divisions surrounding political affiliations and artistic expression.
On The View, Joy Behar accused Carrie Underwood of not loving America because she's performing at President Trump's inauguration.
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
The only thing more dramatic than Joy's take is her eyebrow arch. You'd think Joy would understand that normalizing the president is like trying to make the sun not rise. It's happening whether you like it or not. What's more un-American? Carrie Underwood performing at the inauguration or Joy Behar's hair color? I guess in Joy Behar's world, singing for the president is like burning the flag. Meanwhile, Joy shows her love for America by complaining about it professionally.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.
For Behar, the issue isn't about a superficial display of patriotism, but rather about a commitment to the country's core ideals. In her view, normalizing a leadership style or a figure whose policies and personal history she finds deeply problematic represents a betrayal of those ideals.
How long can they afford to hold a grudge with each other before working on a plan to get power back?
Over on The View, they're realizing that their grift is in trouble because they have ushered in all of the crap that Malay was talking about right there. All of this woke stuff and the gender stuff and all of the stuff that has destroyed liberalism for these ladies that do that show on the Upper West Side of New York, which was the home of liberalism in America for so many years. They're realizing that they're in a little bit of trouble because the Dems are fighting because there's nothing left over there. Here's a little bit involves Sonny and the rest of them. They're just terrible people.
And welcome to The View. So here we go. Trump's back in the White House. Republicans control both the House and the Senate. So Democrats aren't just unhappy about this, they're turning on each other.
Essentially, she is challenging what it means to be patriotic, suggesting that it's not enough to simply declare love for the country. One must also stand up for the values that ensure its integrity and future.
That's right. The Hill reports that Jill Biden is mad at Nancy Pelosi after she called for her husband, Joe, to step down. You remember that? And that Kamala Harris feels dissed by Joe Biden for saying that if he had stayed in, he would have won the presidency. Congress is also butting heads about the best path forward. So how long can they afford to hold a grudge with each other before working on a plan to get power back?
However, Whoopi Goldberg stood firmly in her corner, defending Underwood's decision. "I stand behind her," Goldberg asserted. "If I believe I have the right to make up my mind to go perform someplace, I believe they have the same right. So I have to support." While Goldberg made it clear that she would not be watching the inauguration, she insisted that Underwood's right to perform should be respected.
And I stand behind her because if I believe I have the right to make up my mind to go perform someplace, I believe they have the same right.
Of course.
And so I have to, I have to support. Doesn't mean I'm particularly interested in what I won't be watching, but that's me.
Yeah, I've scheduled a spa day.
I'm not even going to tell you what I'm doing.
That's Whoopi Goldberg defending Carrie Underwood's right to perform at the inauguration. Underwood will sing America the Beautiful when President-elect Trump is sworn in on January 20th. In a statement to USA Today, the Idol winner and current show judge says, quote, "I love our country and am honored to have been asked to sing at the inauguration and to be a small part of this historic event." Underwood's participation has become a topic of conversation, and it was talked about on ABC's The...
Goldberg further likened the situation to when Morning Joe host Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski faced backlash for meeting with Trump after his initial election win. "They did what they felt they needed to do, and I've got to stand behind them," she explained.
No, you do what you do. Listen, it's like, people do what they do for whatever reasons. It's like Joe and Mika. They did what they did. They felt that's what they needed to do, and I got to stand behind them.
Yeah.
You know, and I stand behind her no, not or not.
Joe Rogan has also defended Underwood's decision, emphasizing the importance of artistic freedom and the right of performers to choose their engagements without facing public condemnation. This exchange further strained the already tense relationship between Rogan and The View. Previously, in November 2024, Behar had mocked Rogan by suggesting he believes in dragons, implying he was an unreliable source of information.
That's why people like our show, because they know that we are checked by ABC News. But
We're checked by everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if we're wrong, we have, the legal note here.
The human legal.
But we went from Walter Cronkite, basically, to this guy, Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. I checked it. He believes in dragons? He believes in dragons.
Did you triple force that?
Yes, I did.
Rogan humorously responded by updating his social media bio to Dragon Believer, embracing the label and mocking the show's attempt to discredit him. This ongoing feud underscores the broader cultural clash between traditional media outlets and independent commentators, reflecting differing perspectives on credibility, influence, and the role of public figures in political discourse.
Thing about The View, because I just thought it was funny.
What's
That's
The View?
the only reason why I read that about me.
Dragon lover.
The
All
radio,
right, tell me
Joy
what this
Behar
is.
was trying to say that I believe in dragons.
Wait, what is this? I just
She
heard
said,
about
I
it.
checked it. I checked it. And the lady goes, did you double check this? She goes, I checked it. He believes in dragons.
Should be like
you think they lived
Sasquatch,
alongside of
bitch.
people?
Wait,
It was from a wildlife biologist who came on my podcast. It was from Forrest Gallant. Gallant? How do I say his last name? Great guy. I love him.
Yeah.
He's awesome. But
Lock
he
in,
was
Jamie.
saying
Lock in.
there are
Yeah, right.
there are
fucking off.
J-Mo, let's do it.
Sorry. Jamie, you haven't
see
called
if you can
anything
find
up.
Forrest's clip where he's explaining dragons.
Now that Jamie
memes.
looks like a Mexican, he's
This
lazy.
is where it came from.
They're
And
hardworking.
the View decided from this and from me talking about it with Adrian Appalucci the other day, explaining
Appalucci,
what
Dark
Forrest
Queen.
says and saying that I don't think that there was pterodactyls living with people.
The View co-hosts have openly criticized Trump's capacity to govern effectively. Ana Navarro, for instance, referred to Trump as a court jester, suggesting that figures like Elon Musk hold the real power in America. Sonny Hostin predicted that Trump's policies would eventually lead his supporters to turn against the Republican Party, citing potential negative repercussions for voters who backed him.
Now to the ladies of The View, and here Joy Behar indulges in more crazy, reckless rhetoric, claiming that Donald Trump is such a threat that every artist must back Kamala to save the Republic.
In this emergency that we're in, I think that the Who's artists should come out and speak for Kamala against Donald Trump, because he is an existential threat to the country. What do you say to that?
They speak like this even after an attempt on Trump's life 2 months ago that left a man dead, and Trump escaped death by millimeters.
You endorsed Joe Biden back in 2020, but this time around you say you're not going to endorse anybody. Charlemagne, now is not the time, in my opinion, to sit this one out.
Yeah. I didn't say that. I never said I was sitting it out.
What you gonna do?
I'm definitely voting in November, but what I like to focus on is issues, not individuals. Like, when
But
you
why
have...
not endorse?
Huh?
Why not endorse Biden?
Because if I'm sitting here telling my listeners that, you have somebody out there who is a threat to democracy, you have somebody out there who said they want to, suspend the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. You saw this person, try to lead an attempted coup of this country. And I'm telling people that this guy is a threat to democracy. Have you ever read Project 25? There's only 2 candidates out there.
She objectively won the night. Republicans are saying it, Fox News is saying it. And as I predicted, he melted down within the first few minutes.
You sure
And
did.
She laid traps for him, and he flopped right into them. On the issue he should have been strongest on, border security, he ended up talking about his rallies and how they're actually great and nobody leaves. And I want to say this, if this was a traditional Republican president or traditional presidential cycle, you had Mitt Romney against Kamala Harris, I'd be saying, listen, she should have talked more about why she was for defund the police and isn't now, why she was for Medicare for all and isn't now. But nothing about this is traditional. These are some of the things he said. Yes, migrants are eating animals. He defended the January 6 rioters. He praised Viktor Orban. He wouldn't say that Ukraine should win the war against Russia. And the best of all, he was asked if he has a health care plan after being president for 4 years, out of office for 4, and he said, I have concepts of a plan.
In contrast, Joe Rogan has expressed support for Trump. On the eve of the 2024 election, Rogan endorsed Trump, influenced by a discussion with Elon Musk. Rogan stated that Musk presented the most compelling case for Trump, aligning with Musk's concerns about the future under a different administration.
Say what you want about the Trump administration and what you think about him. That was an organic shift where people were like, enough.
We can't afford a commander-in-chief who insults POWs. No, wait. Hold up. Hey, hold up. Everybody sit down and be quiet for a sec. We live in a country that respects free speech. Don't boo.
It was an overdue reaction. The cover story that what we were up to was righting past wrongs, so pernicious and pervasive that it was hard to get our footing to challenge it.
Well, Trump was just sort of like the accelerant.
If all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, cancel it and all bets are off. Let hell break out.
He was the gasoline that got thrown on the fire, so we got to see like how this thing works.
I voted for him.
I did too. I endorsed him.
They ought to be returned by 12 o'clock on Saturday, and if they're not returned, all of them, not in drips and drabs, not 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 2. Saturday at 12 o'clock, and after that, all hell is going to break out.
I was like, this has got to stop. This is crazy. Yeah. Also, he's not what you guys said he was. He's just not.
Rogan has also done nearly a 3-hour interview with Trump prior to the elections. During the conversation, Trump touched on a variety of political and cultural topics, including his take on The View's criticisms, the 2024 election, and his policies on national security. He also addressed media bias, his handling of international relations, and even lighter topics like UFOs. The interview further cemented Rogan's position as a major voice outside mainstream media, challenging the narratives pushed by traditional outlets like The View.
Breaking news: Donald Trump is set to make an appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. And this is absolutely huge because if you guys didn't know, Joe Rogan's podcast is the biggest podcast in the entire world. And this appearance on the Joe Rogan podcast will be recorded this Friday. Both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris talked with Joe Rogan's team, but an interview with Kamala Harris has not been confirmed yet. Let us know your thoughts on this in the comment section below.
Chances at this point that it's happening. What are the odds? Percentage?
Him and Joe?
Trump and
Rogan.
let me.
No. Musk said it's going to happen. Trump said it's going to happen. If Joe doesn't do it, he will have a lot of backlash on how it'll happen. I don't think it's going to.
I agree with you.
99% chance.
You're there 99?
I'm
at 99.
As the debate between Joe Rogan and The View intensifies, where do you stand? Do you think Carrie Underwood was right to perform at Trump's inauguration, or do you agree with The View's criticism? Share your thoughts in the comments below.